so far in the riot have reported ties to domestic extremist organizations. The authors of the report found that 43 of the 357 people charged in the Capitol riot as of March 31st had military experience, and that the numbers may indicate how successful extremist organizations have been in recruiting veterans once they left active duty. President Biden plans to withdraw military troops from Afghanistan by September 11th of this year, which is the 20th anniversary of the terrorist attacks on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. President Biden announced his decision earlier today. The president said troops will begin to be withdrawn starting on May 1st. In excerpts of his speech released by the White House, Biden says the U.S. cannot continue to pour resources into an intractable war and expect different results.
All right, checking up on the weather this afternoon. A warm day across the Piedmont. We started with sunshine, but now the clouds have been building in as we've gone throughout the afternoon. Take a look at our Burlington sky camera. You can see those clouds building in, and it is a bit breezy this afternoon. We are warm, though, sitting at 80 degrees right now in downtown Burlington. Generally upper 70s to near 80 all across the triad, but take a look down to the south. We're in the upper 80s, even close to 90 in some spots in South Carolina and Georgia. But if we zoom out on an even wider view, you can tell there is cooler air to be had back out in the west and out over the upper Midwest as well. And some of that cooler air is going to be working its way into the Piedmont by the time we get into tomorrow and into the end of the week. Right now, taking a look at the radar, you can see our system back out to the west. It's slowly moving into the triad over the next several hours. Now, of course, we have seen just a few sprinkles this evening, nothing more than that so far, but we will have some scattered rain, and we'll also have to watch the possibility for some thunderstorms as we get past the dinner time hour. Really, the only thing I'm watching on radar right now is this storm that was a little more impressive a few moments ago, moving right along Highway 67, just pushing to the east of Elkin right now, and this storm is moving off to the northeast at about 20 miles per hour. But really, that's all we're looking at on the radar. As we go throughout the rest of the afternoon and the evening, we are in a very low threat overall for severe weather, just a level 1 out of 5 for us, and that's mainly going to be for our folks to the north along the North Carolina and Virginia border. Let me show you how Futurecast plays this out. We will have some scattered rain as we go throughout the evening, and full transparency here, this has been trending a little bit later today than we were initially thinking yesterday. So generally between 6 and 8 tonight, we'll be keeping our eyes out for the possibility of some thunderstorms. A few scattered showers will linger overnight into your Thursday morning, but then we're drying out as we go throughout the afternoon. If any storms are able to get strong or severe, our main concern would be for some hail and also a damaging wind gust. Going into your Thursday, we have clouds early on. Stray shower not out of the question, but we clear out, bring the sunshine back. It's a windy afternoon of weather for Thursday, and it's much cooler with highs in the mid 60s. And we have cooler weather to stick around going into the weekend. I'll show you that full 7-day forecast coming up in minutes. 4 to 5 is coming right back.
A legacy of respect is living on in Surrey County and beyond after the death of Charles Punk Smith, a giant in the firefighting community, and his funeral is certainly evidence of that. I caught up with two men who knew him best.
When a bell rings, it signals to firefighters that the emergency is over. On Tuesday, April 13th, it signaled the end of Charles Punk Smith's decades-long service as a firefighter.
Punk was the kind of person, everybody he taught would walk away telling you he taught you to respect fire, respect what it could do, but not to fear it. He taught you to work together as a team and taught you your leader was only as good as the team behind him. And he always emphasized teamwork, and working with Punk, it's just hard to measure how big an impact he has had on so many people.
Hard to measure, according to Rondell Ratcliffe, but easy to see as multiple fire departments from across the state paid one final tribute to a man who taught them so much. A line of engines carried Smith's casket to his final resting place.
It was a tribute that he deserved. And again, it's probably one that he would never told you he wanted, nothing that he ever would have told you that he would even ask for, because he was very humble. But I think it was very fitting to see people from all over the county and outside the county come together to give him the send-off.
Smith's legacy is deeply rooted in the local firefighting community. He was the last living founder of the Bannertown Volunteer Fire Department and well known for his fire safety classes and LP gas training. Mount Airy Fire Chief Zane Poindexter says the knowledge he instilled in firefighters will live on for generations.
So a little bit of Punk is going to go on for quite a while.
Respect. It's a word both men said described what Smith taught and what he stood for. And it's what the firefighting community gave back to him Tuesday.
All city and county departments. This is 7571 last call. We will take it from here. Special line there for 1439.
Certainly a touching tribute to someone who had such an impact on the firefighting community, not just in Surrey County, not just in the Triad area, not just the state, but Chief Poindexter in Mount Airy told me that he traveled all up and down the East Coast teaching fire safety classes and making sure that future generations of firefighters knew how to best handle fires and their job. And one of my favorite stories, when I was talking to both men today, Chief Poindexter told me that he took one of Punk's safety trainings back in the 90s. And as soon as he saw him, he said he had this larger than life personality. And he said, I want Punk Smith to know my name one day. Aww. And now he's the chief of the fire department in Mount Airy, and they were very good friends.
It's the fitting tribute, that's for sure. I actually know the family, so does Maddie, I think, to a degree, and his daughters went to school with me. He was somebody that wasn't just known by the firefighting community, but by everybody, because that personality, just set him apart from other people. So it's a very, very fitting tribute. That's exactly what he would have wanted.
Awesome. And, I've never met him before, but the fact that he taught these classes, it impacts all of us, even in this room here today. He could have trained the firefighters that live in our local area. So very beautiful celebration there.
Clearly a man of high honor and high character, just by the way that he's been saluted by his colleagues. And I think the part that got me the most was the actual bells at the beginning. Just very emotional, very touching. Great story, Maddie. I appreciate it.
Yeah, symbolism was woven all throughout the ceremonies and the services yesterday. When you just see that line of fire engines coming down Main Street in Mount Airy, it kind of makes you stop and reflect. And I just think that was such an amazing tribute. And I was talking to these gentlemen today about how often they had that happen. And they said, from time to time when fallen firefighters at their services, they'll have the engines come through, but they've never seen a turnout quite like they did yesterday.
I think the fitting thing for all of us to do is, if you know somebody that works in the firefighting community, you give them a call right now and thank them for what they did. All right, we're coming right back.
Oh yeah, that's great. Okay.
You know, sometimes in life, don't we all need a little help just to be the best version of ourselves that we can be? And that's where our own Coach Lamont comes in.
Today on U Day, Coach is here to help shift you away from the version of yourself that simply does not have your best interests in mind.
Have you ever felt like you were living with two of you? The one who knew what was waiting for you in the promised land, and the one who did possibly everything to hinder you from getting there. There comes a point in time where you will have to decide which you is going to abide in your life. The one that continuously sabotages your progress, or the one who has the potential for greatness. When life seems to hit the fan, that is an indication that it's time to separate yourself from the you that means you the most harm. There's a split in the road, and only one of you can take the high road to destiny. Even listening to my voice, you are leaning towards one already. Which one will it be? You are better than the lesser one. You are greater than your darkest days. This is Coach Lamont reminding you to have your best U Day. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, weather-wise across the Triad, a warm afternoon of weather. We had sunshine early on, but now the clouds have started to build in as we've gone throughout the afternoon. And taking a look at the radar here, you can see this is our big system out to our west that's marching our way as we go throughout the rest of the evening and on into your Wednesday evening, I should say. Now notice we're in the upper 70s to near 80 right now. Tons of warmth down across the southeast in Georgia and South Carolina, but notice there is cooler air back out to the west and especially up into the upper Midwest, and that's our system working toward us as we go into tonight, and much cooler weather is on the way for your Thursday. High pressure shifting offshore, this cold front sliding by, that's going to bring us the chance for showers and also the possibility for a thunderstorm as we go throughout the dinner time hour tonight. Behind that though, cooler air will start to build in. We return to the 60s for Thursday afternoon for a few days after that, and it will be windy tomorrow and Friday and on into the weekend as well as that cooler air continues to build in. This is the last day near 80 that we're going to see, I'd say, for the next 7 or 8 days, so it's going to be a while. Tonight, temperatures will drop down only into the mid and upper 50s as we keep some of that scattered rain around overnight heading into your Thursday morning. That's pretty much going to be the same story for our folks back in the west and in the foothill and mountain communities as well. Generally mid 50s for those folks. A few scattered showers could linger as we go into your Thursday morning. Again, as we go into the morning time frame, there will be some clouds. Passing shower not out of the question. Once we get to lunchtime though on Thursday, we do start to clear things out. We bring the sunshine back and it's much cooler. We're in the mid 60s for the afternoon. It's a windy day of weather too. We could have some gusts around 25 to 30 miles per hour, and it's going to be windy as we go into the end of the week and on into the weekend as well. There's your 7-day forecast. We keep things a little bit cooler in the upper 60s to near 70, which is pretty normal for this time of the year. These mid and upper 70s we've been having for a while, it's actually way above normal than where we should be for this time of the year. Friday, it's sunshine from sun up to sundown. Temperatures in the mid and upper 60s. The weekend, we'll see a few clouds. There could be just a low rain chance the way it looks to me right now. Only a 20% chance of a few showers on Saturday and Sunday. Keeping that low chance as we head into a brand new week on Monday, but then we dry things out, bringing some sunshine back, and we're near 70 for Tuesday and Wednesday. That's your forecast. 4 to 5, it's coming right back after this.
You know, there's a sense of hope in the air now that things are starting to open up. Even just talk about it makes people excited, especially with event venues. Their lifeblood literally is returning or will return. One Greensboro venue is open for business. They want everybody to know with an event that they hope will reconnect and reacquaint people with what they have to offer. I spoke with Karen Little of Revolution Mill to hear the news. So Karen, this is a pretty cool idea. As a matter of fact, I think you guys are way ahead of the curve when it comes to event venues. Let's talk about how tough it has been and then why you feel the need to do this event, and then we'll talk about the event itself.
We wanted to kind of share with Greensboro and local surrounding areas that our campus is open, our restaurants are open, our bars. Come grab a bite to eat, walk around. We have plenty of things to look at. We're still asking everyone to social distance and wear masks, when they feel like they should and where needed. But, come grab a bite to eat, walk around. Like I said, there's a lot to see here. If you've never been here before, it's a great time to check us out.
So talk a little bit about the thought process going into this, because I think this is a good idea for all event venues. How did you guys think this through and why do it now?
Yeah, so Bearded Goat is actually one of the bars here, and they are opening today at 4. So we wanted to, promote that. He has been shut down this entire time. Bars were one of the first and the last to reopen. Cal has reopened, Cafe Revolution is open, and Cugino Forno. We just wanted to get everyone, back and support the local businesses that are here. We have 134.
Do you feel like this optimism is really starting to, this is a hopeful time that we're in right now, and even that extends even into businesses as well.
People are ready to get back into society. They feel more comfortable with the vaccines and just, getting back to normal life and looking forward to things to do out in their community.
This is a great idea, Karen. Thanks for your time today. We'll see you out there on Friday. Really, I think event venues should all be doing this because it's a great way to kind of reacquaint, because you forget, when you're out of sight, out of mind, and you need to get back in there and give these venues some support. And they have a lot at Revolution Mill.
Yeah, I know. There's everything's kind of been closed down, or we've been, at doing things on a smaller scale for so long now. There's so many great places, and you kind of have to retrain yourself to know where they are and know what's going on.
Yeah, I think this is a great event, especially for a Friday evening. There's a little something for everybody to do. I was looking at their website. I saw they have like fitness classes that they offer, all these different restaurants. So I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, breaking news. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this is a place that I have been.
All right.
There we go.
But what I was going to say is, I just love the concept and the idea of taking something old, revamping it, making it something new, something swanky and something attractive to attract people from our area and all across the state as well. So I'm glad to see Revolution Mill getting a kickstart and getting reopened.
Yeah.
Gosh, word of the day is now swanky. Jalen Gilkey with the adjectives today. I think Revolution Mill is such a cool spot, and I'm glad to see that they're welcoming people back again. They have some great food, some great places to hang out, so definitely excited to see them reopening back up and reintroducing themselves to the community.
Yeah, and this has been a long project for the city of Greensboro. There's such a big area, and there's so many things that have gradually been opening up at Revolution Mill. There's a ton of stuff over there. It's
Jalen,
great.
you should check out, there's a little spot called the Weather Garden out back. It's beautiful this time of year.
Oh, yeah?
Have you ever been?
I've been a couple times. Y'all got a pigeon infestation.
That's perfect.
It's a dove.
Perfect. That's it. It's a morning dove. All right, 4 to 5 continue. Stay right there. We'll be right back.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
He's got that down. He's got it down. Checky.
Hey, there's me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1.
That's some lightning. Is that me? Hello, check 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A female high school athlete is breaking barriers at Glenn High School. Man.
7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check. Eric, I don't know what I want to say. I just felt like messing with you. So.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Last day at home. Hi, Facebook. Oh, I need to log back on my iPad.
Hey, sorry about that. My IFP came out. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever go together like a classic combination. Am I up next the only thing in the block, or is this like starting with? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Good afternoon. Welcome to your 4 to 5. The last 30 minutes here. I'm Eric Chilton, joined by Maddie Gardner, who's visiting us from home right now. Yes, Lauren Coleman, Jaylen Gilkey, Christian Morgan.
Yes, coming to you live from my living room. We are so glad you're joining us this Wednesday afternoon. Did you know that we stream this entire show on Facebook, including the commercial break? So it's a lot of fun. Come join the conversation. You can find us on the WFMY News 2 Facebook page.
Definitely make sure you come chat with us. But let's get into some of your headlines for today with your 4 to 5 roundup. Former North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory announced today he is running for the U.S. Senate in 2022. He's launching his campaign for Senator Richard Burr's seat, who is not seeking re-election. McCrory won the governor election back in 2012 and lost in 2016 to Democratic Governor Roy Cooper. He throws his name in the hat for U.S. Senate along with fellow Republican and former U.S. Congressman Mark Walker, who announced his bid back in December. Guilford County Schools announced a revised 2021 graduation schedule last night, along with COVID-19 safety protocols. Ceremonies for the 28 early middle colleges and traditional high schools will be held at the Greensboro Coliseum complex. Graduates attending Gateway, Heinz-Inman, and Green Education Centers will have their ceremony on their campuses. The district says masks will be required and graduation ceremonies will follow state public health protocols. High Point police, they are investigating a triple shooting in High Point. Police say someone was shot between two vehicles at Wendover Avenue in Eastchester Drive around 10:30 last night. Investigators say 3 people were shot in one of those vehicles and they were taken to a nearby hospital. The condition of the victims range from stable to critical, so if you know any information about this shooting, call Crime Stoppers. Ponzi schemer Bernie Madoff died in a North Carolina federal prison earlier today. He was 82 years old. The infamous architect pleaded guilty to orchestrating the largest Ponzi scheme in history. It wiped out people's fortunes, ruined charities and foundations, and earned him a 150-year prison term. According to the Associated Press, his death was due to natural causes. Madoff's death at the Federal Medical Center in Butner, North Carolina, was confirmed by his lawyer and the Bureau of Prisons.
What would the smell of spring be to you? Maybe a fresh cut lawn? That's what it smells like out here in our News 2 weather garden. When is somebody going to bottle that up and sell that for fragrance? I'll take it. But you might be able to hear the mowers out back right now. Of course, we have a warm spring day on our hands here in the Piedmont. Sunshine early on, but the clouds have started to thicken up as we've gone throughout the afternoon. And it's our last really warm day for a while. 79 degrees right now in Greensboro. Some folks well into the 80s already across the Triad. Even upper 80s down to the south in South Carolina and Georgia. Some folks have been approaching 90 degrees today. But if we zoom out on a wider view, notice there is much cooler air to be had not too far back to the west, and especially out in the upper Midwest as well. And some of that cooler air is going to be working its way into the Piedmont by the time we get into tomorrow. And that all is with this system that we're tracking out to our west now. Cold front moving into the Triad, and that's what's possibly going to fire off some scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm as we go throughout the rest of your Wednesday evening. Of course, not much on radar right now. I have been watching some areas of heavy rain and also a few thunderstorms right along the North Carolina-Virginia border, and I think that's where most of the busier action will stay as we go throughout the evening. All told, though, we still need to keep our eyes on guard here in the Triad. Low level risk for severe weather, a level 1 out of 5 right now. So overall, the threat is not huge, but something we should still pay attention to. Let me show you how Futurecast plays this out. And the difference now and what we were talking about earlier this morning and even yesterday was that the timing has shifted a little bit. So we're mainly watching that 6 to 8 p.m. time frame. We're all going to get some scattered rain, but then we also have to watch for the possibility of thunderstorms until we get to about midnight. After that, it's just scattered rain overnight into early Thursday morning, and we actually will clear things out going into your Thursday. There's some clouds early on. A stray shower is not out of the question, but then we bring the sunshine back gradually as we go throughout the afternoon. It's a much cooler day of weather too, with temperatures only topping out in the mid and upper 60s, and it's also a windy day of weather. We will have some gusts around 25 to 30 miles per hour, so hold on to your hats, and that cooler weather is going to hang around going into the weekend. I'll show you your full 7-day forecast coming up in minutes.
So a female high school athlete is breaking barriers at Glenn High School.
Very cool stuff going on. WFMY News' Amanda Ferguson shows us the new sport that she's taking on.
For the past 11 years, you could catch Elizabeth Dykes on the soccer field, playing goalie.
I'm a soccer player.
But now, as a high school freshman, she's taking on a new, unexpected role as a kicker for Glenn High School's football team.
I know I can kick. My brother does film, and he knew they needed a kicker. So he kind of helped me out some.
Head coach Antoine Stevenson wasn't so sure Elizabeth would be the Bobcats' answer.
I've always been the one like, I don't know about girls on playing football, blah, blah, blah. So she came out and she kicked and she did well. And one thing I like about Elizabeth, she does not lack in confidence.
Even though she's confident out there, Elizabeth says she feels some pressure being the first girl to play football for Glenn.
Kicking off the Bobcats, number 33, Elizabeth Dykes.
It's just me, it's just me in my head, oh, I'm the only female out here. But I know to them, if anything ever happened to me, they'll always be there for me no matter what. They're my new brothers.
She definitely plays a vital part. She fits right in.
She wants to make one thing clear for other girls who may want to follow in her footsteps.
If I'm a female in an all basically dominant male sport, then you can do it too. There's nothing holding you back.
It's like a match made in heaven type deal.
I'm just another player on the team.
Elizabeth says she'll still play travel soccer, but when it comes to high school, she wants to focus on football.
It's a staple for dinner. It's the main course. It's quick, it's easy, it's healthy, it's affordable when you buy it ready-made at the store. Jalen, I hear your mom is a fan of this staple.
And when I heard you talking about it at the morning meeting,
Yes.
I said, ooh, this is gonna hurt. It's gonna hit my mama where it hurts.
It is, okay. It is kind of hard to swallow for all of us, myself included. For the folks at home who don't know what this dinner staple is, Jalen?
You think I'm about to break it to my mama? The honor is all yours.
Really?
It's yours. The
Okay,
floor.
you know what it is? Jalen is chicken. He is chicken to say the words rotisserie chicken. So folks, here we go. Sorry, Mom. Rotisserie chickens from the grocery store. They're tasty, they're convenient, they're inexpensive. Chicken is that high protein, low saturated fat meat, but don't assume all rotisserie birds are a good choice. Consumer Reports nutritionists say you might be surprised at what goes into the chickens, literally.
To keep the birds moist and tasty, they are often injected with a solution that can include sugar, processed ingredients, and unfortunately a lot of sodium.
Consumer Reports evaluated the nutritional information and ingredients for rotisserie chickens from 7 supermarkets and warehouse clubs. Now here are some of the highest sodium levels Consumer Reports found. First and foremost is Sam's Club, which has about a quarter of the maximum amount of sodium that adults should have in a day. Okay. And then, of course, we have Costco. The famous rotisserie chickens there aren't much better, with 460 milligrams per serving. And among the best in our area, Whole Foods, the organic or even the non-organic chicken. The Consumer Report's recommendation is, of course, cook your own chicken. Now, that's great and all, but this is what's going to happen if you're like me. You're probably going to still buy the ready-made product anyway. So, hey, why not give you the best time of day to grab a chicken? It's between 4 and 7, as many supermarkets cook up a fresh batch every 2 to 4 hours.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. So this year, Chick-fil-A decided to invest $19 million in team members who are continuing their education. Now, there were 12 big winners, and one of them was a UNCG Spartan. WFMY News 2's Jalen Gilkey caught up with her to hear about how the scholarship will make a huge difference.
Well, Karina Juarez is a freshman at UNCG and has worked for Chick-fil-A for almost 2 years now. Back in December, she applied for the company's True Inspiration Scholarship. She was one of 12 employees awarded $25,000 in scholarship money, as well as a brand new laptop.
My first thought, I believed it. I wasn't in disbelief, but I was in shock. I was like, you know, why me? Like, why out of all people that applied, like I got it. And so that's why I cried. I cried because I thought of like all the sacrifices I did to like go and receive this scholarship money.
Currently, Karina is a pre-nursing student at UNCG, hoping to get into and complete the nursing program before she graduates. Karina aspires to be an ER nurse after she finishes school, and she has a special message to those who may be doubting themselves.
I feel like all of this is from above. I think God has a plan for me, And I feel like it's my duty to like find that plan, but I also want to encourage other people. Like just as me, as I have won this money, I know other people out there who are like me, like first generation students who are part of the minority. Like we cannot do this. We have the resources, and whenever we have the resources and put our mind to something, then we can accomplish anything.
Now, as you heard earlier, Chick-fil-A gave out 25 grand to 12 big winners. But the scholarship money didn't stop there. So far in 2021, Chick-fil-A has also awarded $2,500 scholarships to nearly 7,500 team members.
That's pretty cool. You think about that. I mean, we're only 3.5 months into the year, and they're giving away a ton of money. Both of my twins work for Chick-fil-A, Jalen, and they hadn't said a word to me about this, so we got to have a conversation.
Yeah, we need to have a deep conversation as to what's going on, not taking full advantage of all our resources.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Alex and Bryce Chilton, you are getting called out on television.
Yeah, getting called out. And that was one of the points I was going to make is like a lot of restaurants in different places offer these scholarships. So that's why we have to do our research and just apply, because you never know, you could win.
And you know, like Jalen said, there's a bunch of smaller things going on too. So even if you don't win the big one, you get a little bit of help. And by the way, they are a great organization. We've had just a wonderful experience there. And both of my twins said, even now that leaving for school in August, they said, we'll probably continue to work for Chick-fil-A when we're home, or maybe even at school as well. So.
Well, Eric, if they do that, they might be eligible for next year's drawing. So
there we go.
Get these boys on it, because they just handing out 25K. Goodness gracious.
Perfect. I'll take it. We will never turn that down. All right, we're going to take a short break. Jalen and I are going to have a discussion. We'll be right back.
We're going to have a real talk. Y'all come talk to us on Facebook.
We talk about this a lot here on the 4 to 5. It's always National Something Day, but some of them, they're a little out there. Eric Chilton decided to do a little research on some of the stranger national days. Take a look.
All right, so yes, every day's a national day of something, isn't it? Let's start out with some of the weirdest that I found. October 2nd is National Name Your Car Day. We as Americans love our cars so much that sometimes we give them names, but psychological studies show that we give inanimate objects names to give them more human-like qualities because we need to feel like we have more control over them. That is way too deep for my little Homer Simpson brain. Now, the last day of January, January 31st, is Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. Yes, we love that strangely satisfying feeling of popping all those little bubbles. Guess how it started? A radio station inadvertently was unwrapping some microphones while they were on the air, and all the bubble wrap started popping, and the listeners went crazy. They loved it. Thus began National Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. September 23rd is National Dogs in Politics Day. We as Americans love our first dogs. Wait, we have POTUS and FLOTUS. Is that FODOTUS? I'm not sure. Anyway, this love affair began in 1952 on that date, September 23rd, when then President Nixon addressed the country on television. This was kind of a new thing. Television was in its infancy then. And he alluded to his family and their family dog Checkers. People identified with that. They felt more personal connection with Nixon. This was before Watergate. And here began our love affair with the national first dog. So there are many more. There's National Feral Cat Day. There's all kinds of crazy things. There's National Weather Person Day, by the way. Don't forget that. But we love these days. It gives us something to talk about. Today, by the way, it's a strange mix. It's National Dolphin Day, it's National Pecan Day, and it's National Ex-Spouse Day. That's real. Cut. Thank you for your time. Let me make a correction, too. Not then President Nixon, he was running for president. We had to correct that. All right, so with that in mind, I reached out to some folks and see if you could create your own national day, what would you do? Well, Leslie C. says, I would create National COVID Vaccine Day to commemorate the day the vaccine was invented. That's pretty good. Colin says National Mind Your Own Business Day, and if you want to know why, mind your own business. Mandy Mackey says, I need National Kids Clean the House Day because I have 7 kids. This is not a request. And Alan Wright said, National Four-Way Stop Day. People need to learn this concept. I would agree with the four-way stop, just to bring about awareness to how it works at a four-way stop.
National Traffic Circle Day, too.
Yes, yeah, roundabout, yes.
I'm gonna be honest, Eric, I thought you were gonna go with National Make the Kids Clean the House Day. Since you're close to that number, she was at that magic number.
All 4 of mine. They have responsibilities, not that they get done, but they have them.
That's as long as they have them.
Yes.
It was hard for me to come up with a day because there's a day for just about everything. I tried Do Nothing Day. Mind Your Business Day was one that I thought of, but maybe National No Robocalls Day.
Ooh,
they're annoying.
That's a winner.
That is a good one. I don't care what the day is if it means a day off of work, which none of these do.
That's true.
So, okay. But I tell you which day I don't like. National Hug a News Person Day. I don't want random people hugging me. I love y'all, but I don't want your hugs. I'd love to talk to you, but I don't want you to hug me.
But that is an actual one.
It is an actual national day.
And by the way, in case you didn't know, our own Blanca Cobb came up with National Body Language Day. She figured out how you do this. All of us can actually write in and fill out an application, and they choose whether they want to honor yours or not, and she got hers. There you go.
That's pretty cool.
We need to come up with something and make a proposal.
National 4 to 5 Day.
National 4 to 5 Day.
I like that.
I love
the Diet Coke.
And everybody takes a break from 4 to 5. That's
I like it. We get all feeling.
I think that could pass.
All right, we need to work on
I like it.
Christian, start
all right,
the
we'll
paperwork.
get them drafted.
Back, we're going to write up a proposal and we're going to get this going.
We need to do it.
We're probably going to get fired, but it's fine.
I will say, we all the time say that we want a day off of work, and our general manager watches the show, and I think we talk about having a day off more than we actually talk about working.
Well,
so.
That's probably true. And actually, there is the argument that we do have 4 to 5 off, that this isn't really working. That's what my friends tell me.
That's true.
Yes.
If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And by the way, our general manager also will tweet at us when he hears us talking about it. So I'll be expecting that mentioned here shortly.
It's on the way.
Love my job.
Thank you
for allowing me to do it.
Yep. All right, we can talk about a forecast. I know we can do that much, Christian.
Yeah, we can do that much. We got a nice warm spring day right now. Of course, we had a lot of sunshine early on, but the clouds have been thickening up as we've gone throughout the afternoon. You've probably noticed that, and we're in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees, and it'll be the last day for a while that we see these kind of temperatures. Take a look at how things look across the Piedmont right now. Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point, and Burlington all have some sunshine, all have clouds as well. We have a little bit of a breeze too. You can see those flags blowing over downtown Burlington right now. Temperatures are very warm, upper 70s to near 80, even some low 80s if you go down to the south. 80 in Lexington, 82 in Asheboro, 82 over in Siler City. Notice though, as we zoom out on a wider view, there's even warmer air down in South Carolina, upper 80s, even close to 90 for some folks in South Carolina and down into Georgia, but not far away. We have much cooler air ready to make a comeback here in the Carolinas. Temperatures are in the 50s and 60s out to the west, even much cooler than that in the 30s and 40s into the upper Midwest. And that cooler air is going to be working its way into the Piedmont by the time we get into tomorrow. It's all with this system that likely brings us some scattered rain tonight and also the possibility for some thunderstorms as well, especially as we go through the dinner time hour. There's not too much happening on radar right now, and most of the things that we've been watching, the activity has been up along the North Carolina and Virginia border. You see some storms just over the border up in Virginia and a couple of storms in Yadkin County and Surrey County, but those have been weakening very quickly as they've been forming. Deal is the high pressure sliding away from us, this cold front making its way into North Carolina. As it crosses us tonight, we start to change our wind direction, meaning it comes out of the northwest. That's where that cooler air is going to come from. We also have a windy day of weather tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday as well. So we'll be ready for that. Cooler air is going to make a comeback for several days. Tonight, of course, we're going to be keeping our eyes out, being on guard for scattered showers, maybe the chance for a thunderstorm as well. And it's a low severe weather risk overall, but some of those storms could get on the strong or severe side. If they do, large hail, damaging wind gusts will be our main concerns. Tonight, we still keep some of those scattered showers overnight into early Thursday morning, but the severe weather threat will end by about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. Going into your Thursday, we have clouds early on. A stray shower is not out of the question, but we bring the sunshine back as we go throughout the afternoon. Much cooler with temperatures in the mid-60s and a windy day of weather with some gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour. 7-day forecast, we keep that cooler air around. There's no 80s in sight. Sunshine from sunup to sundown on Friday with temperatures in the upper 60s. Low end chance for rain on Saturday and Sunday and Monday. But then we dry things out. Temperatures in the upper 60s to near 70 going into next week. That's your forecast. Your 4 to 5 is coming right back.
I can hear you. 1, 2. I see that we're using the V homes in the beginning. Okay, I'm not.
Hey, we're on television.
Hi there, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska.
Come on. Come on. I'm a Southerner. Come on.
Hello, friends. Ice cold milk and an Oreo cookie. They forever.
I can. Hello, mic check. Can you hear me? Yes, mic check. 1 2 3 1 2 3. Mic check 1
So, fingers crossed. Hey, hello. Cami was talking to me. I have a what? A minute? Yes, okay, great.
It's time for my 2 cents. I do some of my best thinking at night, especially right before I go to sleep and say my nightly prayers. But sometimes there are nights when I can't seem to shut my brain off. Take last night, for example. I woke up just about every hour on the hour due to thoughts racing through my mind. Will I be able to reschedule my second vaccine appointment? Remember that one bill is due on Friday. What stories am I going to pitch in the morning meeting tomorrow? The list just goes on. Sometimes it almost feels like a tennis match in my mind with thoughts bouncing back and forth. For me, procrastination tends to drive these thoughts. This morning I said to myself, if I just get ahead of these tasks, maybe they would no longer be a concern. So I made a to-do list, starting with the smallest task first. Anything I could get done easily and in a short amount of time. Once those responsibilities are out of the way, I can focus on the bigger tasks that may require more of my energy. After writing down my to-dos, I realized I really didn't have that many things to do. Procrastination and putting things off is what made everything feel so overwhelming. So if you're struggling to get some shut-eye due to racing thoughts, I recommend jotting things down. It may sound cliche, but it may just be the thing to help put your worries to rest. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFNY News 2 at 5 starts now.
We are keeping our eyes on the radar and the skies. Storms could roll through our area this evening.
Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley joins us now. Tim, what kind of timeline are we looking at?
We're really going to be watching the next couple of hours, guys. I expect between now and around 8 o'clock is the time frame where we could see a couple of storms move through the area. Right now, most of us are just fine. Some scattered clouds around many of the Triad cities, but overall, you're not really finding too many showers and storms. Temperatures are warm, and that's going to keep it possible for these storms to happen until the front moves through, which is not till later on this evening. But here's the radar. We do have some scattered showers and about a storm or two, but generally they're just across the northern counties from Stokes to Surrey. You're just having some harmless rain at the moment. Better action to the north. We look at Martinsville, Virginia there. There's Danville. No severe warnings on these, but there are some stronger downpours at the moment. And right now it looks to me, to be honest with you, I think the bigger severe weather threat is going to be right along